I'm Oliver Payton. This is Eating Art. The series takes food from the artist's palate to the plate. As a restaurateur and art collector, in this series, I'm combining my two great passions. My fascination for food.
That is beyond fantastic.
And my addiction to art.
The beauty of this painting, the intensity of it, it's a masterpiece.
For centuries, only paintings gave us a taste of what and how we used to eat.
Everybody is off their heads here.
So in this series, I'm travelling across Europe and North America on a journey to discover the history and the stories behind food on canvas.
It's just amazing. Veronese must have been the punk of his time.
Visiting the homes of the world's most prolific food artists and discovering how food was eaten at the time.
There was a far more intense flavour than I was expecting.
Good to see you. Plus, I'll be dropping in on the world's most acclaimed chefs who bring these great gastronomic artworks to life.
This is an artist at work.
Creating their own masterpiece on a plate. If you were to ask most chefs what is the most important ingredient on their menu, I bet you 9 out of 10 chefs would say beef. Beef has been eaten since prehistoric times. It's had enormous commercial significance and it's been used with powerful effect by some of the greatest artists of all times. Squeamish vegetarians, look away now. Beef and the ox or cow have featured heavily in art history. But I've always wondered what it is about this subject matter that has attracted artists over the centuries. To find out more, I'm at the Fox and Anchor pub at London's famous Smithfield Meat Market, tucking into a traditional beef and oyster pudding with art historian Andrew Graham Dixon.
Wow. Right. Beef. This is itself a work of art, isn't it?
This is one of the great working class dishes.
So, beef. Beef is a very powerful image, isn't it?
I think beef's a really interesting, meat is a really interesting subject in art because there's this, it's actually this ninny tradition within it.
Right.
You know, it takes one from Rembrandt all the way to Bacon. It encompasses, you know, the old master all the way to the modern and beyond to Damien Hirst. When you eat meat, when you look at meat, you eat death, you see death. It's just actually quite a raw, primitive thing. It makes you feel more alive.
Right.
You realise, well, it's yourself. We are meat. That's where Damien Hirst's art begins. If you think about Damien Hirst, all of those vitrines full of beef.
Yeah.
I think it was called Mother and Child Divided. That was a kind of extraordinary thing. So I think we have a special response, a special, more visceral response to paintings of meat. It's why Bacon said, you know, Francis Bacon said, I want to make paintings that actually touch the nervous system. Possibly one of his, you know, most celebrated images. It's man as meat, and above all as a kind of piece of beef.
So, of course, Hogarth as well loved a bit of beef.
All of British nationhood is here as far as Hogarth's concerned. Here is the scrawny French serving man taking the huge side of beef over here to the hotel where the English stay. He actually made the terrible mistake